Hello, my people. How are y'all doing? This is Ambassador Loemba, your servant, your brother. I would like to talk to you quickly about something that has been bothering me. It's actually in connection with DMX there. The backlash that the New York Daily News received because of the front page headline regarding the death of DMX. First of all, I would like actually to say RIP to DMX. Thank you for every positive contribution to the world. Swiss Beat actually shared about some of the things that you were doing backstage in secret, helping people's life, putting others first instead of yourself. We appreciate that. Rest in peace, Black King. Rest in peace. With that being said, let's move on and talk about the subject of the day. All right, so Black people were mad from America to US, everywhere. They were mad because of the frontline headline that says, "A beloved prince is gone. A brilliant yet troubled rapper dies at age 50. So for those who have studied literature and communication, you will know that they teach about the importance of words. When you want to convey a message, if you want to honor the person, you use certain words, okay, to glorify and to honor the person. If you want to undermine a person, there are certain words that you use. So some people could perceive that they actually were trying to elevate one person and undermine the other person. So people were saying, this is racist, this is wrong. How can you do that? How can you undermine our icons, portray them in the wrong way? Shut up. Yeah, I said it. Shut up. For how long will we as Black people continue to complain year after year, day after day, month after month, second after second about the way other people are treating us through the media, through the platform, in the companies and all that? Why don't you create your own, my people? That's what I always say every time. Why don't you create your own? Chinese have Black China in America. Everywhere they are in South Africa, they have Black China. So why don't you create your own? Instead of, I understand your pain. I feel the way you feel. Our icons, our people should be respected. But it has been proven centuries after centuries that most of these people don't care. They don't create these platforms to elevate you. They create this platform to elevate themselves and undermine you. So why do you complain? There's nothing new about it. So let me tell you something about how the New York Daily Post, some of these medias are created. First of all, these media is actually how they created and why they created. All right. So let me just stick to one example. The New York Daily News that we're talking about, the one that received backslash. That newspaper was created by Joseph Patterson, who was actually born into a company, okay, of parents that were well versed into the media industry and the newspaper industry. In fact, one of his parents was the founder of the Chicago Tribune. So he grew up in that. And when you read his bio, they say that he was being groomed in order to take over the family business. That's one thing. So we as a people, most of the time, we don't come together to build great stuff. This company is over 100 years old. It was created in 1919 on the 26th of June. We don't come together to create stuff. We don't come together to build our own things, but we expect others to do it on our behalf. And when they portray us the way they want, we complain. What's wrong? What's wrong with some of us? So we need to understand and switch the way we do things. So these things, as you can see, most of them were created through community effort. So these are families that have a goal. They say we're going to invest in this specific area. They come together with the little they have. They groom their kids to take over the business. So are you grooming? They groomed Joseph Patterson to take over the media industry. So you are grooming your kids to be complainers on social media in the street of New York, Chicago, the street of Africa, everywhere you are, complaining and crying and people taking pictures of you with tears because all you want is compassion. You want people to have pity on you. You want people to love you. Listen, you cannot force people to love you, but you can force them to respect you. You can make people love you, but you can make them respect you. And this is exactly what some of these people, let me tell you something. When we're talking about America, America used to be a British colony. All right. So all these white Americans, many of them came from Europe. They came from poor families. So they saw America as a place where they can restore the life, a land of opportunities and all these things. So then you have the British, the elite and all that were superior. So they saw themselves better than the other white people who were from lower class. So even among themselves, you can see they are different classes. And that led to clashes to the war that we know that led to the American independence. So even among themselves, white people, the British and the Yankees, because that name was used like nigger, the word nigger, it was a way to undermine them. So they fought, and then the British told them that you don't have what it takes to run America. You don't have the skills. You cannot do it the way we do. You need us. So they took it personal. So we need to get to a place where we have that MJ, Michael Jordan mentality. For those of you who saw The Last Dance, when he was showing videos of the people who actually undermined his skills, undermined him winning trophies and so forth, when he looked at the video, when he looked at the situation, he said, I saw what they said, I heard what they said, I took it personal, and I decided to prove them wrong. So this is exactly where we need to get. We need to have that MJ mentality. People say black people cannot run banks. All right, we take it personal. We're going to create our own banks and show them that we can run our own banks. No, black people cannot have their own media. Okay, we take it personal. They're portraying us wrongly in media. We're going to create our own media. We need to have that MJ mindset in the last dance. This is the last dance we are living right now. This is the last dance. We've been playing for too long, my people. We've been playing for too long. So the young kings actually decided to say, okay, we're going to show the British that we can run America. So they started creating the own bank, the own media, the own stuff. And they changed America into a world superpower. Why? Because of the dignity. The British say we cannot do it. We're going to prove them wrong. They took it personal. But you don't take nothing personal. All you do is complain, cry. Now Dante has been killed. You guys are busy crying again. Black Lives Matter. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. But show that it matters by creating your own platforms. Show that you matter by showing to other communities that you are equally able. That's what we need to do, my people. So these people create such platform, one, for community economy, community economy. They want to build the economy in the community to make them strong economically. That's what Jeff Patterson did. He wanted to empower his economy. Secondly, they create this media for economic ideology. As for some of you who don't know, this platform is a left-wing platform. So the main agenda beyond skin issues is to promote the left-wing ideology, the left-wing agenda. That's what they're all about. All right. So now my question is, why don't you create your own Afrocentric media from America, Europe, everywhere the diaspora is and Afro-descendant are? PDD, shout out to you. He's created revolt. How many black people support revolt? By the way, we need revolt in Africa. Bring it on, Didi. We need it right here. How many of you support revolt? He was complaining recently about racism in terms of the way the media companies, Afro media companies are sponsored. They only receive 10 million from certain companies that have $1 billion budget on advertising. So what about black companies? Why don't you support your own? That's where the problem is. And the third reason why these people create this media is for respect, community respect. They were undermined by the British. They said we're going to create our own. Same thing in South Africa. We have the Boer that were undermined by the British. They were told that you cannot run South Africa, and all the British colonies that were there, they said, we're going to prove you wrong. They took it personal, and they decided to build their own banks, their own media. For instance, Naspers, which is a Boer company created by Jenny Murray and with the sponsorship of the National Party. Back then, all the leaders of the National Party, they've sponsored the Naspers company, which is the biggest major company in Africa. And now they even own 28 to 31% of Tencent, one of the biggest e-commerce company in China. Ask all the people who live in China, they will tell you about Tencent. So they did it because they were told that they were lesser than the British. So the Boer, they are white also. They were undermined by all the white brothers. So they decided, we're going to show you. So they created their own banks. They created their own stuff. So my question is, why don't you create your own? That's the issue. So we have one of our sisters, a queen sister, Linda Ikeji in Nigeria. She started her own blog. Today she's worth $40 million US. Why? Because Nigerians decided to support her. And because of that, she's creating actually Afrocentric content. All right. And now she moved from blogging. She's now creating TV shows. She's now into TV production. Why? Because when you support your people, you allow them to accumulate the wealth to create more projects and hire more people. That's what we need instead of complaining. Today, Linda Ikeja can celebrate DMX the way she wants because she runs that media company. So that's exactly what we need. Instead of complaining every time, we need to get to a place where we actually run our own stuff, create our own stuff. Instead of complaining, my people, it won't change anything. Like Michael Jordan, MJ Man said, take it personal and prove them wrong. And prove yourself right because you know that you are more than able. Instead of complaining, it won't change anything. It won't change anything, my people. We need to get to a point where we understand that. So why don't we come together? Today, graphic designers can come together. We always talk about activism. There is also what I call skill activism. You can use your skill as a graphic designer to design the cover of the magazine. You can get a graphic design, web developer to do the website. We can get actually journalists to write articles and build our own empire. It costs no money because we're going to use skill activism. You use your skill in order to promote a cause, at the same time make money. That's what we need to do instead of complaining every time. So black people, my people all around the world, stop complaining and shedding tears and crying. Nobody cares. It's time for you to build your own media, your own banks, your own platform, your own everything, because you are royalty. This is Ambassador Loemba signing out.